Good morning, children. Today we're going to talk about microphone placement for singers with the great help of Mr. Chester Gregory. Microphone placement is only one variable in the whole system, but it deserves a lot of attention, so this video is going to focus on just that. We'll do other videos for the other elements. Production side note, while the assistants are setting everything up in the live room, it's always a good idea to hang out with your singer in the control room and see what mood he's in, if his voice is warmed up or not. Basically, hang out with the talent. So that when you tell him that he has to do it again and again and again, he'll feel that he's your friend and won't be mad at you, right?
Absolutely.
Right. I just heard that Chester's voice is perfectly warmed up, so I propose we go to the live room and start singing. After you, Your Majesty.
Alrighty.
Let me describe the setup. First, the microphone. It's a Bach Audio 251, which is a knockoff of an Elam 251, which is an old microphone. The new one has the advantage of not breaking as much, which is great. Also, we use this because I've worked with Chester before and we know this sounds great on him. Experience is a good thing. We're also using the Universal Audio 2108 preamp, which is the one we use for most pureMix sessions so that you have the ability to compare from microphone to microphone with the same preamp, which is nice. Something else I want to mention is the gobos. The gobos are here for two reasons. To cut reflections in a big room, of course, but also to create some coziness for Chester, the singer. Because a lot of singers, not Chester because he's a pro, but a lot of singers feel a little kind of like shy about singing in a big room in a small microphone. So if you bring some gobos in, then it creates kind of an intimacy kind of vibe, and that usually helps quite a bit. So we always put the gobos in a triangle way like this, and we see how it goes. Sometimes we bring them closer, sometimes we open them a little bit, but usually this is about how they are. Then there is the cue system. The cue system here, we always put it within range, arm's reach of the singer, so that the singer can turn himself usually up, rarely down, without having to look at it, and always while singing. So maybe you'll see Chester go like this while he's singing. He's actually adjusting so that he can feel comfortable with the cue. The cue is the most important thing. As important or more important than the microphone, actually. And then the music stand. Don't underestimate the power of the music stand. If the singer is going to read lyrics, where you place the music stand is going to change the sound of the voice because the singer is always going to be drawn to look at it and his head is going to turn. It's going to change the way the mic picks it up. So in this particular case, it's way too low, so I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to show you how. So Chester, come in. I'm going to have to adjust this up a little bit. So we're going to start here because I see a lot of this happening. Very close. It's an appealing sound. I'm going to move the cue system a little closer so that Chester can reach it without turning his head, which is probably going to help us avoid ruining tracks. And then the music stand is going to go up too, so that I can make sure that this works for me. Because Chester is going to have a tendency to read the lyrics, and so he's going to look this way. So it's not predictable. His position towards the microphone is becoming predictable. It's being enforced by the music stand. Very nice. All right, this is cool. Are you comfortable with this? Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's your headphones. All right. So what we're going to do now is record this, see how it sounds, and move on from there. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
All right.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down. They got the best of both rounds. Got you feeling frustrated, all alone and you hate it, thinking that you can't make it. Don't matter what they say about you, only need a moment to take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful. Don't matter what they think about you, only matters what you know is true. Take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful.
Cool. So I like the tone of it because we have a great singer, but you heard all those and that dynamic stuff and the peaks and everything. That's from being too close. Now, if you think that I'm exaggerating, don't think I'm exaggerating. I get a lot of tracks from a lot of people for me to mix their record, and that's what I hear on the vocal. Maybe not as much as this, but quite a bit, and it's basically impossible to mix. Why do people do this? Because that proximity effect is really addictive. It's nice to have all that roundness and intimacy, and it's really difficult to have both the roundness and the intimacy and be able to avoid all that thing. What we're going to do now is ask Chester to move back 4 inches-ish. Yeah, that's close enough for jazz. So this is going to create more of an air gap between him and the microphone. We have the natural air compression because air is a great compressor. So let's see how much of the proximity we lose and how much we gain on the thing. Here we go. We're rolling.
Okay.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down. They got the best of both rounds. Got you feeling frustrated, all alone and you hate it, thinking that you can't make it. Don't matter what they say about you, only need a moment to take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful. Don't matter what they think about you, only matters what you know is true. Take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful.
That was much better. A lot more Chester, less interference, less noises, less distraction from the song, really. We did lose a little bit of the proximity effect, that bottom warm and fuzzy thing there, but I can fix that with an EQ. I'm willing to compromise in exchange for not having to DS so much. I do hear still a problem with the P's and the B's. Some of the air coming out of Chester's mouth still overwhelms the microphone even that far away. So for that problem, we have this solution, the pop filter. The pop filter is going to serve 2 purposes. Number 1, get rid of pops, which makes sense considering the name pop filter. And number 2, make sure that the singer has a consistent position. See, you're not going to expect your singer to be there all day long and remember exactly where he was. He's going to have to go to the bathroom, eat, he's going to have to go tweet. It's a complicated life. In this particular case, you have the pop filter. He can come back and be very close to the pop filter. Now you have a consistent thing. He doesn't have to guess how far he was from the microphone. This is very crucial. If you're going to edit takes together, do a lot of takes and comp them together, you need a pop filter, even if your singer doesn't have a P and B problem. So what I propose we do is we listen to Chester exactly in the same position as we heard him before, but just with a pop filter in the middle. Okay, let's see how this one sounds.
All right.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down. They got the best of both rounds. Got you feeling frustrated, all alone and you hate it, thinking that you can't make it. Don't matter what they say about you, only need a moment to take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful. Don't matter what they think about you, only matters what you know is true. Take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful.
The pop filter did its job. No more P's, no more B's. It's a very good recording. It's clean, it's present, it's intimate, it's open, it's not too sharp. I like it. I wish a lot of the recordings I get for mixing would sound like this. As a summary, if you get very close, you get a lot of proximity effect. It sounds fun, but you get a lot of artifacts. If you move back, you lose a little bit of the proximity effect, which is okay, but it's still that sense of loss. However, in exchange for the loss, you get a cleaner top end, not as many S's, P's, T's, and stuff like that. If you still have the T's, you put the pop filter, and now things get better, but you lose a little bit of the air. So what I'd like to do now is to try and find a position where we get everything: proximity effect, not too many artifacts, presence, and air. Here's an interesting trick that a lot of people don't think about. To make your life easier when you're positioning the microphone, take the pop filter off that stand and put it on a different stand, its own stand. Make sure you don't hit your singer in the face with it while you do it. And do this like this. I'm a trained professional, don't try this at home. And then, once you have this, you can recreate this static position right here, but then you can move whatever you want here, it won't change this. So your reference to the singer is fixed, and you can do all the tricks you want with the microphone. This is very practical, saves a lot of time, and a lot of grief, and some swearing at the pop filter. So what I'm gonna do now is move the microphone a lot closer to Chester, like this. And then I'm gonna offset it over there, in this case to the left. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I don't want Chester to sing straight into the capsule. I want Chester to sing next to the capsule so that the blow of air doesn't freak the capsule out. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to angle the capsule this way to face towards his mouth more. To do that, I'm just going to turn the microphone in its stand towards Chester's mouth, even though the microphone is offset to his left. Lastly, the music stand is going to help us again. How? Well, by making sure that Chester looks this way and is looking at the music, not looking at the microphone. Also, the pop filter kind of blurs the line between the microphone and the pop filter are now one entity, so Chester won't be tempted to sing into the mic no matter where the mic is. Some singers will actually follow the microphone wherever you put it. You could put it over there, they'll sing over there. The pop filter makes sure that they don't really know where the mic is unconsciously, and you still get your reference. So you can actually get a little closer, and I'm probably gonna cheat a little more, like this, and I think this is gonna sound great. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
All right.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down. Got the best of both rounds. Got you feeling frustrated, all alone and you hate it. Thinking that you can't make it. Don't matter what they say about you. Only need a moment to take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful. Don't matter what they think about you, only matters what you know is true. Take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful.
That was great, thank you. This is my favorite take so far because the high end is the same, but I have the proximity effect and I don't have the artifacts, so it's a good compromise. You have to be careful with the S's in this position though, because even with the pop filter and even with the angle on the capsule, you have more S's. It's a fact of life. There's no real way around it. You have to be very careful to be happy with the high end of your vocal, because if you're going to jack it up at mixing, you're going to jack up the S's too. So there's a compromise to be had there. Maybe you move the microphone a little further away, tiny bit. Maybe you move it to the right a little bit. Maybe you just deal with it and de-ess the vocal. But you have a good source. I think this was a great sound for Chester. What I'd like to do now is go back to the pureMix control room and compare the different sounds. Back in the control room, we're going to listen to what we just did and compare. I'm going to play the music very quietly, just as a reference, so we can focus on what's going on with the vocal. The first example, although it's a bit of a caricature, is actually kind of representative of some of the tracks I get. It's not a bad example, it's not distorting, and the tone's pretty good. It's just bad mic placement. Let's check it out. Listen to the like on the word sound, for example. I'm going to play a couple phrases, and then I'll play you some of the B's and the T's. Here's the first example.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down.
That's not distortion. That's just the capsule freaking out. And if you listen towards the chorus here,
don't matter what they say about you.
Don't matter what they say. It goes poop, poop, poop.
Don't matter what they say about you.
That's just the P's and B's just going and hitting the capsule so hard that it's freaking out. Now, let's move the microphone back a little bit and see what it does. Here's the difference.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down. They got the best of both rounds.
So the capsule problems are gone, right? Except for something like this. Check it out.
Take the words that they say.
Hear the word words.
Take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful.
I'll play it again. Listen to the bottom of the vocal. The capsule is freaking out on the things. Check it out. Words and then beautiful.
Take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful.
The vocal doubles as a bass drum, not what we're looking for. Let's listen to the same thing with the pop filter.
Take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful.
The problem's gone. Now, we have a different problem. If you notice the difference in tone between, say, this,
when you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down.
and this.
When you're lost in the sound.
So now we have something very warm, maybe a little too warm, but we have the problems with the first position. And then we have no problems on the second position with the pop filter, but it's a little distant, doesn't feel so good. Hence, the third position.
When you're lost in the sound, Folks are wearing you down. They got the best of both rounds.
Let's check the pops.
Don't matter what they say about you. Only need a moment to take the words that they say, throw them away, make room for the beautiful. Don't matter what they...
No problem. The third position gives us a really nice compromise between no pops, no artifacts, warmth. If you compare again, that very first take that we like the tone of, but there were problems with it, now feels a little too thick. Check it out. This is the last take.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down.
First take.
When you're lost in the sound, folks are wearing you down.
If I were to use this first take in a mix, which happens from time to time, for real, I would have to carve it out for it to sit in the mix because it is actually too thick. The last take is kind of perfect, and we like perfection. Side note, the pop filter does eat a little bit at your high end. No, it's a little bit. Check this out. When it says, when you're lost in the sound, listen to the tone of in and the presence and the forwardness of it. I'm going to play with the pop filter first. Check it out.
When you're lost in the sound.
Again.
When you're lost in the sound.
No pop filter.
When you're lost in the sound.
Hear that thing? I play it again. With.
When you're lost in the sound.
No pop filter.
When you're lost in the sound.
There's a little shine up there when you don't have the pop filter. It's nice. You can add that with a little bit of EQ. Honestly, it's a lot easier to add 2-3 dBs at 10K with a smooth Pultec style thing than try and get rid of the pops one by one. So use a pop filter if your singer has pops. As a summary, and to keep it simple, as a reminder, this is about mic placement and just the placement. Consider 3 things. Distance between the singer and the microphone, which is dictated by your taste in tone and also maybe the style of the music you're recording. Use of the pop filter. Angle of the microphone to help yourself with the S's, the T's, and the P's. For the rest, microphone preamp, choice of microphone, EQ, compression, yes, no, amount of red wine needed for singer to actually perform, positioning in the room. We'll have to shoot other videos. Et voilà!